What's happening, everybody? Nick Alberga and Zack Phillips with you for a quick hitter ahead of the Four Nations final, Canada and the U.S., and an update on Austin Matthews, right, Zach?
Yeah, we just got news here that, I mean, in the most Leafs way possible, that Austin Matthews was dealing with a new injury. That's why he didn't play the other day in their final game in the round robin. I don't really know what to make of this. I saw it, I sent you the text over, and I was trying to think about how do I feel about this. And I mean, I'll just throw this out there at you, and I kind of want to bounce it off and see where you're at. Like, first and foremost, as a Leafs fan, it's kind of like, okay, at least we know why he's not been performing here, maybe, because one of the big criticisms of all the Leafs players is that they haven't been living up to their potential or how they should be playing or how we expected them to perform at the international stage. Well, okay, maybe that's why Matthews wasn't doing this. But then on the flip side, I feel like I'm sitting here seeing this news come out, watching this, hearing this about Matthews, and thinking to myself, what the hell are we doing? I get that it's an opportunity to wear the captaincy and lead your team, lead your country in an international event, but you just recovered from having to skip or miss out on two separate periods of time during this season with what we can all assume was some type of back injury. We don't know for sure because it's the Maple Leafs and they don't tell us anything. Not like the Boston Bruins, who released the most detailed report I've ever seen on Charlie McAvoy. I don't know what this guy had for breakfast. And then it's like, okay, you recover from these, you finally start playing well. Everyone in Toronto is like, maybe this guy shouldn't go and we should just send him out and let him rest. He goes and he gets a new injury. Like, I feel kind of okay, thank God. Like, maybe he's just dealing with something there. That's why he's not performing. But then on the other side, I'm like, why did you go? Why did you let this happen? Because isn't the ultimate goal the Stanley Cup? Like, what are we doing?
This just in, as Zach's fired up. Matthews goes on to say, "There's no way I was missing the game."
I know.
Honestly, I feel worse knowing it's a new injury because I don't think he's healed from the last injury. So you're telling me there's two injuries now, and it just,
Yeah.
I don't want excuses. Like, all this sets up for an excuse as to why they can run it back and do the same shit again next year, man. I don't know if you feel the same way, but it's put up or shut up time. It hasn't been a particularly good tournament for any one of these guys on the on the Maple Leafs, but I think you look at Matthew specifically. I think I'm mildly concerned considering everything he's dealt with this season and just the fact that he's going to play regardless of what's going on. But I mean, it's no secret. He just hasn't been himself in this tournament. Would you agree?
100%. And that's kind of where I was going with like the first point is like, sitting here watching this, and I think all of us as Leafs fans, and I've written about it, you wrote about it, you guys are talking about it on Morning Take. Like, this is a common theme here. We're seeing people across, hockey media here at this point kind of acknowledging it. Like, oh, here goes the Maple Leafs players doing what they do in April again. And it was kind of like, okay, well, at least for Matthews, maybe he's injured, but you just gave me nightmares with that other point that you just brought up about like run it back. We're going to get into a position here in the season. We're going to get up to second, and Boston's going to push into third. And then we play the Bruins, and you go to game 7, and you lose by 1 goal. And then we say, well, Matthews is injured. I don't know, Nick. It's like, good on you, man. You're fighting through it and you're playing for your country, but like we want to win the Stanley Cup. So there's a couple sides of this coin.
Zach, I don't want to be harsh, but where's this quote from Matthews in the playoffs last year? There's no way I was missing this game.
Yeah. Dude, you're a leader on this team. You disappeared all of a sudden and couldn't play in the playoffs. Nylander was already out, and people can harp on Nylander as much as they want. I gave him the benefit of the doubt because that's a guy who just never misses games. So, I mean, I know we've heard about it and we can discuss it all we want, but he goes out, he's gone, and it's like, okay, well, he must be dealing with something there. And then all of a sudden, Matthews is gone. You're out with two of your best players and crickets. Like, the series ends and it's crickets. Where are these guys? Why aren't they playing? Nothing. You're nothing from them. Here you go. Miss one game. You're going into a final against Canada at a tournament that, mind you, Nick, we will never see again. Like, not maybe we'll never see it. We will never see it again. They're already releasing schedules for World Cup of Hockey and Olympics. We know they're not going to play this again, and yet it means so much to you that you have to play through both injuries that you potentially have here. I don't know, man. I didn't think I was gonna get fired up for reacting to this, and the more it plays out in my head, I just find myself sitting here thinking, what the fuck is happening right now? And how do we get ourselves down this path here again? How do you
I
fire
have
me
this
up?
I have this innate ability. I do with you, Rosie, even Huts, anybody I work with, just to get them greased up and fired up. And folks, it's happened today, and could only wonder what's to transpire this weekend. The Leafs at home to Carolina, on the road in Chicago on Sunday. And do we see the captain Austin Matthews play in those games?
LTIR.
We'll see, but we'll see him on Thursday night against Canada. Take care. Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Roseau. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.